So we had some storms yesterday, but Sam and I were actually at the opening ceremonies of the Cambridge Valley Balloon Festival last night, and we kind of lucked out because the rain was happening to the east and to the west, but
it was very terrain-induced rain.
Right.
So places like the Green Mountains got a lot, and then back towards the Catskills, but in Cambridge, in the valley, we really didn't see too much.
No, so we were able to actually see this quick launch. Look at those, some just gorgeous colors there. This was right around 7 last night. Really cool to see them. They did just kind of go up for a little bit and then landed like in fields over on the other side.
Because storms were nearby, the atmosphere was kind of unstable, so they couldn't go too high. Obviously, it's very wind dependent, and with this type of setup, there could be very strong winds aloft when it's calm at the surface, so that's why they couldn't go too high, but it was nice to get some of the balloons going up there.
The festival's going to run all weekend. They've got more launches scheduled for today and tomorrow morning, but again, that's weather dependent. So, Sam, I think people want to know, how's it looking for the rest of the weekend?
Well, I have your day 2 forecast right here, and it's looking like, first of all, today will be a much cooler day, and there can be a few morning showers, but I do think later on in the afternoon, the sun will be out. The one concern is for some of the balloons, it will be a little bit breezy, gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. So they typically do the launches early in the morning, and then when the sun sets. I do think later on, as the sun starts to set, the winds will pull back a little bit. So maybe we can get some more launches. And at the very least, probably the same thing as yesterday. We'll get some launches, just maybe not too high in the sky. But in terms of any rain later on, it should be all dry for the festival up in Washington County. Now, in terms of the rain yesterday, this is the last 24 hours, and see how we started out at 5 p.m. yesterday, and basically all the showers were just along the Catskills, then back east towards the Berkshires and Greens and parts of the Taconics, and that's the way it stayed all night long. So places like Albany got nothing. Meanwhile, some parts of the Catskills and some towns in the Berkshires got over 2-3 inches. There were flash flood warnings. So take a look at this. Rainfall the last 24 hours. I mean, just through the Hudson Valley, barely anything. But then the higher terrain, some spots, like I said, got over 3 inches in localized areas. So just, unfortunately, not a widespread soaking rain, especially if you're in the Hudson Valley, really got gypped. But that was associated with a cold front, and that's driving off to the south, and it's pulling down cooler air with a northeast flow coming in off the Atlantic and pulling in some cooler air from Canada. So that's having temperatures right now at around 62 in Freehold, 64 in Albany, so it's fairly mild, I guess, but you'll see the temperatures are not going to move a whole lot throughout this day. It's 59 in Cobleskill, 58 in Glens Falls, 52 in Rutland, and you could probably only tack on 5 to maybe 7 degrees in some cases to these numbers. We take a look at our Freihoffer Skycam in Troy, looking south towards Albany, and Albany is where we're going to have the Freihoffers run this morning starting at 9 a.m., and this is actually ideal weather for the runners because it's going to be cloudy and cool, maybe a spotty shower or drizzle, but maybe only a 20% chance of that. Temperatures in the low 60s. So taking you through the rest of this morning and into the afternoon. The Futurecast went a little bit too fast here, but essentially there's going to be some clouds and some showers early on in the morning, just scattered in nature, around 20% chance, as I mentioned. Those should push off to the south. I think later on this afternoon we'll break out into more sunshine. It will be a little bit breezy as well. Then into the day tomorrow, kind of the reverse of today. I think we start out with more sunshine, and then there's a storm system off the New England coast, closer to Boston, and I think it's going to pivot some clouds into our area later Sunday afternoon into early evening hours. So the reverse of today, more afternoon clouds, whereas today it's more afternoon sunshine. It will be a little bit breezy as well, and check out temperatures likely not surpassing the 70-degree mark. This is a huge change in pace considering yesterday we were at 93 degrees in Albany. Now we have this upper level low continuing on past this weekend that's just going to be sitting and spinning over New England. What's that going to do is it's going to throw some showers back into our area throughout the next week. It doesn't look like a widespread risk, but I do think every day, especially Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, there'll be around maybe a 40 to 50% chance of some afternoon showers. So that should help a little bit because those lawns are really starting to turn brown out there. We'll take any rain we can get, especially a place like the Hudson Valley that got gypped with the rain yesterday. So for this afternoon, 67 to 72 degrees, increasing sunshine in the afternoon, maybe a few showers early on in the morning. Tonight, 45 to 50 degrees. Make sure you try to catch the strawberry moon tonight, which will be peaking. I think it's around 11:42. That's the exact time. Partly to mostly clear skies, so it would be a good night for some of the gazing out there. And then for tomorrow, similar temperatures to today, 68 to 73, partly sunny skies, a little bit breezy as well. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast, and notice that shower chance every day next week, and significantly cooler than this past week, Jackie.
Those